I seriously can't believe that you're actually going to be taking over your parents' farm. I mean, is that really the life you want for yourself? Because if you think that I'm going to be okay with that and just go and be a farmer with you, well, it's just not going to happen. Don't you see that there aren't any good prospects there? I just can't marry a man who is going to take over a family farm. I can't have that be my life, Jean.
Oh, Lily, I had no idea you feel so strongly about the matter. But I did tell you that my family owns a farm that I'm in line to inherit. Besides, being a farmer is probably one of the few jobs with a guaranteed future. I mean, there are less people doing it, and meanwhile, everyone needs to eat. So I get that it might not look so glamorous from the outside, but I want you to know that there's a lot more to it than you think.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I know why farms are important, but if you work on one, then that means getting sweaty every single day. It means having to live out in the country with nothing to do. Well, I can't do that. I want to live in the city. I want to have fun. I want to be able to go out at night.
I see. Well, I'm certainly not going to tell you to begin a life that you aren't excited to lead.
I mean, just look at me. I'm smart, I'm pretty, I already have a good job with a large company. I've been dating you this whole time, and I was just hoping that you would wake up and realize that farming isn't the way to go.
Lily, please. I'm not trying to tear down your dreams, so please don't talk bad about what I want to do with my life, okay? I know that you're not exactly a fan of what it is that I do, but I don't think it's fair for you to put me down like that.
But if I marry you and go live on your farm, then that is going to be the rest of my life. Don't you know that I wanted to find a way to fast-track myself up a company ladder in the future? I thought that I was going to be living in a high-rise condo with a view of the city. I didn't think that I would end up having to live on some smelly old farm.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to tell you not to pursue your dreams.
But why are you insisting on going along with what your parents want for you? Besides, it's not that I'm opposed to being a stay-at-home mom either, but just not in the country. I'm sorry, Jean, but I just really don't think this is going to work out between us. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm going to quit my job.
If that's really what you want to do, then I'm not going to stop you. But you should be telling this to our manager. Besides, I think you would have to put in a 2 weeks notice and tell him exactly what day you're going to be quitting. After all, he'll have to try and find someone to replace you before you go, you know?
Wait, what? You don't actually expect me to go through with that, do you? Then that'll mean I'll have to share working shifts with you for another 2 weeks. That is just not going to happen. Nice try, but it isn't going to work, bub.
Right. I guess I can see now why that wouldn't go so great. But the thing is that the restaurant where we work is attached to a really busy hotel. We're also known in the city for being a really nice place, so if we lose a waitress, things are going to get really hard on us.
Oh, I see. So I guess you're saying that if I don't want to work with you, then all the trouble everyone else is going to face will be all my fault? That isn't fair. You need to take responsibility for this too. In fact, you can do that by working twice as hard so that nobody even realizes that I'm gone.
Lily, please. I think you're being just a little unfair right now. Besides, I still have to go back and forth with my parents to help them on the farm. And anyways, it's just a job, but quitting the right way is important if you wanted to put down the restaurant as a reference on your resume or something. Hello? Are you even reading these messages anymore? Lily?
Hey, Jean, I was just wondering if you already saw the mail that came in today. I left it on the kitchen table if you haven't yet. I guess this came special delivery last night, actually, but there was a wedding invitation that got delivered.
Somebody sent us an invitation to their wedding? I can't really think of anyone I know who would be getting married around now. Maybe we were put on a wait list for someone else's wedding and someone canceled, so now we got their invitations.
I mean, it literally could be anything, but I haven't opened it, so I really don't know. Maybe it's an invitation from one of your clients or something like that? I think the letter said that it was from a Mr. Mark Stufferson, so did you ever work with this guy in the past or something like that?
I'm really scratching my brain here, but I really just have no idea who that could even be. Maybe the letter just got sent here by mistake and there's someone else with my name who was meant to receive this. I really have no idea. I mean, I guess it could be one of my clients and I'm just drawing a blank right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I saw the invitation as well. I mean, I was trying to think of anyone we'd talked to recently that was about to get married. Actually, now that I think about it, I did have a meeting with a guy named Mark Stufferson at work the other day. It was a conference call with a bunch of people, so let me text some people at work to see if they know anything. Wow, that was really fast. Thank goodness my friends text me back so quickly. But I don't think you're going to like what I found. Apparently this Mark guy is getting married to a certain Lily Pierce.
Wait, Lily Pierce. Are you sure about that? Like, are you absolutely sure that's who he's getting married to?
Well, that's why I said you weren't going to like what I had to say. This Lily girl is an ex of yours, isn't she? I remember you telling me that when you two broke up, she threw a big fit about not wanting to work the same shifts as you anymore at your old waiter job, right? But why in the world would Lily and her fiancé be sending us an invitation to their wedding? This is so strange.
Yeah, seriously. I really have no idea what's going on here. I haven't talked to Lily in years, so this really is so sudden.
Well, now I really am wondering if there's been some kind of mistake here.
But I guess this isn't so ridiculous now that I'm thinking about it a little more.
What do you mean? Why do you think they would want to invite us to their wedding then?
Well, it's just that I know Lily has some really bad spending habits. I bet that she's inviting every single person she can think of to her wedding. That way, she can try and maximize the wedding gifts that she's going to get, and then maybe she can sell stuff to pay down her debt. Either that, or she is going to use the wedding as an excuse to ask everyone to buy her expensive brand goods.
Wow, I guess that could be a real possibility of what's going on when you think about it. But from what you've told me, she doesn't sound like the kind of person to marry poor. I bet whoever she's going to marry is really rich, so why would she still be so desperate for wedding gifts?
That is actually a really good point, Kate. I guess we'll have to take a look at the invitation and see if we can't find more clues.
Hello there, Jean. I was just wondering if you got my little wedding invitation that I sent you? Obviously, it's for my wedding. Yes, I am the one getting married, and I just have to have you there, so make sure to send me your RSVP, okay?
Well, I guess this basically confirms who the wedding invitation really came from. So anyways, care to explain why you decided to invite me to your wedding?
Well, if you thought it was because I wanted to get back together with you, then let me go ahead and squash that little fantasy of yours right now. Don't go getting the wrong idea when you do finally decide to come and help me celebrate my wedding to another man, got it? But anyways, I'm sure that you're just so happy to be hearing from me after all this time, aren't you?
I guess it's a pretty neutral feeling for me, to be honest. If anything, I'm a little bit suspicious at what you're trying to pull here. Seriously, why am I invited to your wedding after all this time of not talking?
Well, I sent the wedding invitation to your farm, so if you got it, that must mean that you really did end up taking over from your parents, huh? I just want to know what that life is like. How is it having to get up early to work under the hot sun and feel yourself getting burnt and withering away every second? I know that I made the right choice in leaving you when you told me that was what you were going to do with your life.
I'm sorry, Lily, but it sounds like the one who is getting the wrong idea here is you. But anyways, can you please tell me what you were trying to accomplish by inviting me to your wedding?
Oh, come on. Why are you trying to cut to the chase so quickly? Can't we just talk a little bit? Don't tell me that as a farmer, you don't even have the time to have a nice little chat with an old friend. Am I wasting daylight or something? Ugh. Well, thank goodness I'm not a poor farmer like you who has to worry about that. In fact, you should know that the man I'm engaged to is actually a CEO.
Oh, really? Well, what do you want me to do with that information?
I just wanted you to come to my wedding so that I could rub my rich, successful husband in your dirty face. I just wanted to show you how far I was able to climb and how much I was able to do for myself after you and I broke up. So please make sure that you come, okay?
I see. I guess I should have figured that it was something as petty as this. I knew that you were up to something when you sent those invitations, but I never guessed it was this.
Oh, come on. Don't talk about me as if I'm some kind of criminal or something. Besides, you need to learn to treat your betters with respect. You were the one that chose to lower yourself and become a farmer while I chose the path to fame and fortune.
I'll have you know that I really enjoy the work that I do, and I don't regret any of my choices that have brought me here.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see if you still feel that way after you come to my wedding. So make sure that you show up, okay?
I'm telling you now that if I show up, things are going to go as you think they might.
Oh, Jean, you always were such a stubborn one. Do you know that?
All right, if you're not going to listen to me, then that's on you. But I'll see you at the wedding. In fact, I'm looking forward to going.
Well, you better come. I really want to see you there. My wedding won't be complete without you. How did it feel when I threw my glass of wine all over you? Then again, maybe a farmer like you prefers to have a little grime on him, especially since wine is made of grapes. Anyway, welcome to my wedding. I'm so glad that you could make it here.
You really just don't know when to quit at all, do you? Why are you always looking down on me? You do realize that basically the whole wedding party saw you do that, right?
I know, and it was so funny. I got to humiliate you in front of everyone like that. And now everyone can see what a lowly little farmer you are.
The only person who is going to be humiliated from this is you, Lily. You made a big mistake.
What are you talking about? Do you really think you can get back at me or something? You've lost, don't you get it?
Are you sure about that? Because your fiancé is here begging for my forgiveness.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? There's no way that he's doing that.
Well, Mark is here, and that's exactly what he's doing. You should also know that he's just as furious with you. I actually don't even think this wedding is going to happen anymore.
No, that can't be right. You're lying to me. Why in the world would Mark feel the need to apologize to you? I know that you're lying. You aren't going to fool me.
You can call me a liar all you want, but it isn't going to change what's actually happening.
But wait a second. His parents are looking really, really mad too. What the heck is going on? Why are they demanding that I apologize to you too?
I suppose you just have to talk to your would-be in-laws and find out for yourself. But I'm going to go home and change. Enjoy whatever comes your way next.
Jean, are you there? Please, you have to pick up the phone. I am so sorry for what I did to you. I really had no idea that you were such a big deal in the agricultural world. That's amazing. You've really come so far. I swear that I had no idea you were so rich and powerful now.
Well, we did never ever talk again after you and I broke up, remember? So I guess I'm not surprised you didn't know this.
But, I also had no idea that you and Mark worked so closely together. He tells me that you're one of his most important business partners. If I had known any of that at all, then I would have never done what I did to you.
Yeah, that really isn't the problem with what you did, Lily. You shouldn't be treating anyone that way at all. Do you understand that? I don't care who they are or how much money they have. It's just common courtesy.
I know, and I already said that I was sorry about all of that anyways, didn't I? So, anyways, can you please just talk to Mark and tell him that you're going to let all of this go? Because I realize now that this was all just one big mistake. But I need you to talk to Mark to make sure that this wedding can go on as planned.
I'm sorry, but I think the only mistake here would be helping you carry on with your wedding. I really don't care what excuse you have for yourself. I'm not going to let you get away with this. Besides, it's pretty much exactly like you told me, right?
What do you mean? What did I tell you?
Well, we were texting earlier and you told me that I had to learn my place, right? But are you sure that you know where your place is relative to me, Lily? Because it really doesn't seem like it.
Shut up. Of course I know my place. Don't think that just because you've made some money selling vegetables to people that you can talk to me like that.
I know that you don't have a penny to your name, Lily. Isn't that why you're trying to marry Mark in the first place? So you can have someone to pay for whatever you want? Well, I'm afraid that it's not going to happen now, and it's all because of your terrible ego.
No, Jean, please don't do this to me. I really am sorry, and I never should have spilled my wine on you like I did. Can't we just make up and be friends? We used to date, remember? Surely you must care for me at least a little bit, right?
Do you really think that I have any duty to help you after what you did? Why in the world do you think that I would do that? You took the action, you caused a scene. Now you take responsibility for what you did? And if that means not marrying someone who you're only with for your money, then that's fine with me.
Jean, what happened to you? You used to be such a sweet man. Now you're a total jerk. I'm trying to make up with you and save my marriage, and here you are gloating about making it fall apart.
You still haven't even given me a real apology for what you did to me. Did you know that you ruined one of my favorite shirts with that stunt?
But I said that I was sorry. Isn't that enough? Don't you realize that my whole future is riding on marrying this man? If you screw this up for me, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I need you to help me out here.
I see. I suppose I could help you, but I really just don't care at all about you or your life, and this is none of my business anymore. So anyways, I guess that's that.
No, please, come back to the wedding. You have to come back and help me smooth this out. I am begging you.
How can you beg me to come back when it's all your fault that I left in the first place? Do you even realize that?
Please, I realize the mistake I made, and I really need your help. You can't just go.
You know, even if I did come back like you're asking me to, there's still no guarantee that Jean would still want to be with you. I have no idea how you two even ended up engaged in the first place, but if I know Mark at all, he is not going to want to go through with this wedding after this.
Well then, what if you and I were to get married instead?
What in the world are you talking about? Did you seriously just ask me that?
Of course. I mean, I really do want to marry you now that I know how rich you are, and you know that you've always loved me deep down, right?
I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours, but you might really need to get it checked. Because if you think that I would ever go along with that, you must really have a couple screws loose.
But I'm trying to tell you that we can get back together. You can't just turn me away after that. I want to get back together with you. Don't you get that?
Even just reading that message made me feel like puking right now. But if you must know, I'm already married and have kids. So why in the world would I want to give all that up and get back with you?
Wait a second. Are you really married? And you have kids too?
That's right. I have a family that I love very much and who I would never give up or turn my back on for anything. In fact, I had completely forgotten that you even existed until I got your wedding invitation.
But who is the girl that you're married to? I bet she isn't half as pretty as I am. Don't you see that we're meant to be together? With your money and my looks, we would make the perfect couple.
Lily, did you even read the messages that I sent you? I am happily married and I have children. You really do need to get that head of yours examined. But if you must know, you actually already know my wife.
Wait, I do? Who is she? Who's your wife?
She's another girl who used to work with us at the restaurant. Remember Kate? Well, after you quit, we were the ones who had to take up all your work, and that ended up bringing us closer together.
And that's the woman you married?
That's right. Apparently, she always liked me but never wanted to say anything since we were dating. But thanks to you leaving, we were able to spend more time together and realize that we do love each other.
I had no idea about any of this.
That's right. And that's why I'm telling you that I don't need or want you in my life.
Please, you have to want to get back with me. Just think of all the good times that we had together. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Don't you see that you still have love in your heart for me?
Yeah, except that I really don't though. So anyways, it sounds to me like you have a lot to deal with over there at the chapel. And I really don't think that we have any reason at all to keep talking with each other, so have a nice life, however it all shakes out. After that, I heard from Mark that he canceled the wedding and called the whole engagement off. So it sounds to me like Lily never did get to live her dream of marrying rich and living inside a high-rise condo. Instead, all she ended up with was a mountain of debt. Apparently, her borrowing was so crazy that she ended up taking money from some pretty shady people. Last I heard, Lily was taken to be with the fishes since she couldn't pay off her debts to these gangsters she borrowed from. And by that, I mean that basically forced to sign a contract to work on a fishing boat for a while. I don't think anyone's heard back from her since then. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.